Okay, so let's begin the class with we are starting today the e-commerce website. So we are going to build the e-commerce website in the next few days. So actually, before going to this project, I just want to make sure a few things. I think you already know about that. So the first thing we need to create a folder in our file explorer, and you have to open that in your Visual Studio. And now what we are doing actually, so we are starting with the first one. We are starting with the backend thing. So we are just moving with the API authentication. So let's go with the API authentication first. We will connect all the backend things, and then we will come for a client side authentication, right? So in this e-commerce like website, I'm just calling it as like a API one folder. I'm just I just mentioned here. So now just open your terminal here. So in this terminal we need to enter some dependencies, some packages which we needed for our project, right? Just a second. Terminal, yes, it's open here. So I think you all know how to open the terminal, right? So what we are going to enter the command here is that first we are going with like a API, right? I'm just typing npm and npm init dash y. So I'm just mentioning this command and let's enter it. Okay. So like yeah, it's I have actually been okay. So I need to delete this package.json because I want this package.json inside my like what you called e-commerce. So what I will do is I'll just clear this terminal, and I will also open a new terminal here. Just a second, a new terminal. So yeah, so here we can do that. CD, we are going with the API thing. Okay, so CD API forward slash. Let's enter CD API. Yeah, it's open. So in this we need to enter that npm init dash y. Okay, so let's enter this command. So it will install a package.json in our what we call package.json file in our API folder. Okay, so you can able to see that what we call a code we have got here, that what we call a name version, whatever the code present in the package.json. Okay, right. Now what we will do is like just a second. I need to go back and okay. So I will tell you about this whole thing once again. The name is like API and the version is like 1.0.0, and the main is like a next.js. So the our main file is like next.js. Whatever you do in a next.js file, so it will implement that. Okay. So for example, you can run your file. So whatever the things. So the main file is like index.js and script here. If test and if any errors occurs, so it will print an error. Okay, and here are the keywords and author, license, and description. So keywords we did not mention, author also we did not mention anyone, and the license is like ISC. Okay, and index one. Okay, so now, right, so like here we can able to see that it is in a main. I mean the main is linked with the index.js file. So let's create in a file here. Just a second, let me open it. So I'm just mentioning that an index.js file, okay, in the API. If you need in API, you can also able to do that. So let's mention what we call a sample code, whether to check it's running or not, right? So what I'm going to here, I'm just mentioning a console dot log, and I'm mentioning like a hi, whether it's running or not. Okay, and here let's enter a what you call, let's enter the thing whether it's running or not. Node index sorry, index.js. Let's enter this. So what it's showing, actually it's thrown an error where, okay, okay, I understand why the error is. So let's create a new folder inside the index.js, like a, and here I'm just taking this whole thing. Let's paste it and delete this what you call file. So where is our thing? So let's enter the node index.js. So we can able to see a print a message like a hi. So why the error why the error before it came before? Because it did not mention any not what we call any index.js file in our APA folder, right? So that's why the error have been thrown. So it is been clear right now. So moving forward with a more authentication and dependencies. Okay, now it is completely done. So what I will do is, like I just mentioned a clear, so I just install some survival packages which needed for a e-commerce website. So let me enter that what you call package dependencies and packages. So I just created a file with the name of packages.txt. So whatever the packages we are going to install in our project, in e-commerce project, so all packages will be listed here. So you can able to check which particular dependencies you have installed or not. Right. So let's go with this. What actually we are going to install and why it is used for our e-commerce website. Okay. So I think you also know about this what you call. By crypt js. So it's nothing but it's used for like a authentication purposes, like for decrypting the message. And .vnv is all about the permissions in like when you are hosting something on a backend, so it will show you the detail. Like what you call some postman authentication, this kind of things are present in the .env file. And express, we are going to install the dependency of express. And express async handler is all about handling the errors. Okay, if we find any kind of error, so we can able to resolve it as possible as it with the help of express async handler. And json web token, so it's like a authentication purposes. So here we provide a secret token for our backend authentication purpose. So where the message will be encrypted, uh, there is a no chance for like a decrypting without any without our permission or no, of the message. Okay, if we give anyone the permission, so then only they can able to decrypt that message. Okay, until then it won't be decrypted. It won't will be decrypted, right? So here we are using a mongoose for like a database to store our details, whoever have been installed, whoever have been logged in our particular project. So we can able to see that in the mongoose, and here like a morgan and concurrently, and this are useful, I will tell you in the later. Okay, so you will get a confusion here. And I think you know about the node mon, what about it? So it's actually whenever you are doing anything file editing or something, if you are replacing any word with any another, so it's directly like what we called updated, and it will show us the output. So it's where like we no need to uh, all the time like npm run dev, we no need to enter this all things. Okay, so let's copy this, and I'm going to paste here. So it's being like taking some time. So when it's completed, so I will show you. Until then I will pause the video. So yes, we can able to see that the all the packages and dependencies were installed in our project. So we can able to see here a node module. So where all the node modules where like a packages have been installed. So here everything have been installed in this particular thing. And let's go and see what are the dependencies have actually installed in our project. So here we can able to see that whatever the packages we right now we have entered. For example, bicrypt.js, concurrently .env, express async handler, json web token, and mongoose, and like this all things have been installed in our what we call project, and we can able to see that packages in the, I mean dependencies in our package.json. Okay, all right, so this is successfully we have installed the dependencies in our project. Now we will go for the next step where we need to initialize all these things. So I will just go with my index.js file, and here we will just write a sample code whether the all the projects have, I mean all the dependencies have like are running properly or not. So we will check out of here. Okay, let's enter the code here. Just a minute. So as of now, I'm just removing this, and before that I need to mention that in the package.json, here is the test one. So give a comma, so enter that start one, start, and we are going to mention it as like node mod, right? So we are going to mention it as like a node mod, not node mod, just a second. So here we are going to mention like node server.js. Okay, start is equals to server.js, and the main is like index.js, and this all things will be kept same. And let's do a comma, and we are also going to mention the server. Just a second. So I'm just mentioning node mod here. Okay, right. So here we are mentioning the node mod, and in the start we are going to mention actually we are having with an like an index.js, right? So rather than keeping a server, so we can able to keep it as simple like with an index.js. All right, so the server is like a node mod, and so here we are going to enter index.js. Okay, and this all are okay. I think it's completed, and still we go down, so we need to change anything. No, let's clear this one, and let's enter. Before that I think yeah, this console.log is presented here, so I don't want to change. I just want to know a sample output, so I'm just entering like npm run server dot, yeah, server. So it's saying that nodemon is not recognized as an internal and external program. Okay, so what I will do is like, okay, just a second. Nodemon index.js. Let me check this whether it's have installed or not. The actually error is nothing. So actually, I just mentioned here like a nodemon. So we need to enter the spelling correctly. I just clicked the spelling of e, so it's being incorrect. So if I re-enter the command, so it's showing me that a high message here, Nodemon 3.110 have been resetted to at any time. I mean to restart at any time. Enter RS and watching. I mean watching paths, watching externals. This all, and we are getting the message. Okay, right. So we can know that our dependencies were properly running, and we also initialize that okay, how to start our server. This all things have been ready. Okay, so now what we are going, now we need to enter some code in our next.js to what we call to make the code more efficient. Let's call the things. Just a second. So I need to remove this thing, and I just mentioned const and express. Just a second. Const express is equals to required, and I just mentioned in the parameters express. Okay, and I will close here, and I just also mentioned that const app is equals to express. Okay, and let's close it. And here we will mention an app dot listen, whether our app is running properly or not. For that, so I'm just mentioning it as like a 5,000. Okay, come on, let's call it arrow function. Here open parameters, and in this we are going to enter that console dot log, and let's enter that server. Yeah, server is listening on port 5,000. Okay, all right. So let's see whether it's running or not. So on or before that, let's close these things. So here we can't able to see any errors now. See here, the server is running, like server listening on the port 5,000. So we can able to see that it's properly working and we are not getting any kind of errors. And here we have successfully initialized our express, and we are also able to get our port number and this all things. So now I will do one more thing. I will change a small bit, that express is okay, and here I'm just mentioning one more thing, that const dot env is equals to required. Okay, in this I'm just mentioning env. Okay, so in just a second, so env is mentioned here. I think I need to call it in what we call double quotes, right? So it's been initialized, and I'm just calling down to it what you call, I'm just, and yeah, I now I need to make a what we call a file in this. So I'm making the file with a env. Okay, so here what we are going to do now is we need to add some port number to our env file. Let's go and add some what you call a port number here. So just a second. Here we mentioned successfully corrected and okay, created, and where is our env? Okay, so I'm just mentioning that. Just a second, before that I need to I'm just calling that a env dot config. Okay, so I'm going to initialize a port here. So the port equals to 5,000. Okay, now just go back to an index. All right, so it's like an it's not showing anything error, right? So it's successfully running it. So the server is listing on the port number. Now we need to actually pass the port number here. So sorry, const the port number equals to process dot env, and dot, here we need to mention a port, we need to close here. Okay, and the C is capital here, actually we need to close that. I think it's good. So let's see whether we are getting any error or not. So here we can able to see that server is running, server is listing on a port 5,000. Okay, and we will also add the one, one thing, that what we will do is in a app listing, if the here we will just mention the port number. Okay, port number, and let's call it या सो यहाँ पे हम क्या कॉल कर रहे हैं, अगर पोर्ट नंबर अगर 5,000 में अगर ट्रैफिक ज़्यादा है, सो इट विल रन ऑन 9,000. ओके, and if the port number is completely free, so it can able to run in the अगर पोर्ट नंबर फ्री रहता है तो 500 में प्रिंट होता है. अगर पोर्ट के अंदर 5,000 के अंदर ट्रैफिक ज़्यादा है तो इट विल गो एंड प्रिंट विद द 9,001 पोर्ट नंबर. ओके, so this is why we just mention here the and symbol. Okay, so here we can able to see that this one. So let's close this one and see what actually we are getting now. Mm, just a second, it's showing that server listing on port. Okay, let's do one thing. Console dot. Okay. Okay, so I will do one thing. So I just what you call import here. So with the help of a dollar symbol, we can able to import, and in this we need to mention the port number. Okay, so the port is nothing but this one. So we can able to see it's coming with a dollar symbol. I actually not need it like that. Just a second. What I do actually is where is our thing? Let's remove this one. This all things. Okay, and it's initializing the port number. We need to check. For example, if I enter 9000 and here we are calling a port and process.env I'm mentioning it. Just a second, I will why it's not being imported, I will check it. So all right, so the error is nothing but you just need to add here the not the a single column. Here you need to add some you can see escape below one symbol, so you need to that you need to use that symbol. Okay, it's fine, it's running everything. So here the thing is like if your port number is running on 3000, it's okay. If it's there if the 3000 is a full of traffic and some kind of issues it faces, so it will directly redirect to the 5000. Okay, so if we need to check whether our what do you call this particular project this particular e-commerce website is running or not, so whether we want to check it in a Google Chrome, so what we will do is like I just mentioned that uh, test just a second test route. So in this, what I'm going to like a app dot get, and I'm just mentioning double quotations and the home, and here I'm passing a request to comma response, and I'm calling with an arrow function. So let's call it, and like a response dot send is nothing but um, app is running. Okay, let's close this and go to your particular what you call Chrome, and let's enter this like a local host and enter your port number. Like mine is 3000, and yeah, let's enter home. Could not get one. Let's be able to select this one. So yeah, actually we did not mention that back like a back what we call it a forward slash, and we did not mention anything. So that's why we get the error that could not get one. So now right now we can able to see that localhost 3000 is like app is running. So here we can know that the app is like perfectly running in our what we call localhost. So it's officially it's an offline. It's only visible for our same Wi-Fi or a laptop. We can able to check in this only, right? So we have successfully set up we have completed the setup of node.js with express and .env. The next class we will see how to make the particular things to run more efficiently, all these things. Okay. Right, so here we will start our second part 2. So which is like a node.js connect with Mongo's DB. So what here we will do is the first part we have already completed. The first part is all about like setting up of the node.js. This all things like how it is running in our what we called Google Chrome में कैसे work हो रहा है. So we just set up the everything in our with the Google. All right, so now let's go with the like we have completed the part 1 setuping the node.js with express and .env, and the second part is like node.js connected with Mongo. So we will do this one in our in today's class. Okay, so let's go. And what I will do is here I just create a new folder in the app. API. So the name would be is like I will mention the data, right? So I'm mentioning a data name. So in this data, I will create some few what you call a few files, and the file name, the first file name will be is like, let's create a file name, and the first file name is like a products. So I just created a product. Sorry, I just need to enter like a product.js. I just forgot that. So just rename it. So no need to delete and do all the things. Just rename it and let's enter JS. So here we just declare all the products. What like what you call the projects के बारे में पूरा code लिखते हैं यहाँ पे. Right. So let's second. I just call this all things. So here I'm just mentioning a const. So enter like a products. Sorry, products, and let's equals to, and I'm just opening the square braces. In this I need to enter like what you call some what you call products name and their related things. So I will just add all the things and I will show you. Just a second. All right, so here we have added some products. Okay, so what are the things I will show you? So here I just enter a lorem 3, so it shows me some random what you call a name. So description also I just enter a lorem like lorem description. So the price is like a 98 and the cost in stock 4 here, rating is like 4.5, and uh what it calls num review is like a 6. Okay, so it's इसके अंदर क्या होता है? It's like this is like we have created like a 2, this one is like a 3, this one 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, ये 9 है, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15, 16 products. I mean 16 products के हमने create किए थे with the same, the name is like a lorem. Lorem के 3 enter करता है, so you can get the name. If you want to edit the name, for example here you can able to see a like a one in Nike shoe, so you can enter that particular name and whatever the model it is. So here you can also see like it's like a Adidas one. So not it's a Nike, it's like a Adidas shoes. So currently we are building an app on shoes e-commerce, like for example we can able to have Adidas jackets. So it's completely it's like an e-commerce website for an Adidas. Like you can able to see Adidas bag and handbags, and you can also see a cap. So these are the things which we added here. So the image URL हमने add कर लिया इसके अंदर. So now what we will do is like मैं आपको source code provide करूँगी मेरे GitHub के अंदर. Here as of now we can able to see only the names. So what we did is like you can't able to see any another code. उसके अंदर id present नहीं है, बस आपको फर्स्ट वाले के अंदर आपको id दिख रहा है. तो मैं यहाँ पे क्या करती हूँ, जो मेरा जो id है इसको मैं 1 कर रही हूँ एंड मेरे index.js के अंदर मैं जाऊँगी एंड वेयर. सो इधर यहाँ पे app.get के अंदर मैं डालती हूँ कि API. Okay, API /, and I'm just entering the products. Okay, and I just need to think like a मुझे P capital रखना है, right? Products. और इसके अंदर like I just what you call response send के अंदर मुझे JSON send करना है. I'm just sending the JSON, and here I'm just mentioning that what just a second. So I just need to mention that it's like a products करके मैं call करती हूँ products. Okay, so we are calling actually the products. Okay, so इससे पहले ना मैं क्या करती हूँ, const products भी call कर लेती हूँ. So इससे क्या होगा, कुछ errors उतने show नहीं होंगे. So we are adding here actually the products equals to sorry, so actually equals to products. Okay, all right. So here we are just calling the products, and you can able to see that a const product required data के अंदर से हमको already import होके आ गए. Right, if आपके अंदर अगर नहीं आता तो try to what you call enter this particular const product is equals to required double dots के अंदर you need to mention the path of the file where it is actually presented. Okay, and you need to call this app.get के अंदर आपको call करना है. Okay, So now what I will do is after sending the products details all these things in this, so आपको यहाँ पे दिख रहा है. So मैं भी जाती हूँ मेरे जो था मेरा वेबसाइट के अंदर लोकल होस्ट 300 के अंदर. लेट्स डू a refresh. तो it's showing that like it's not getting. So let's एक बार कोड देखते हैं. uh, okay, now I understood why it's not getting. So मैं यहाँ पे ना क्या करती हूँ, ये जो लोकल होस्ट है, सो लोकल होस्ट के अंदर मुझे चाहिए 3000 and back API back products. I think now it should get. So yeah, you can able to see that ID1 name lorem AMI. So कुछ दिख रहा है आपको, ये सब पूरे 16 के पूरे 16 प्रोडक्ट्स आपको यहाँ पे शो हो रहे हैं. उनके URLs भी आपको यहाँ पे शो हो रहे हैं, इमेज के URLs, everything you can able to see. I mean you are getting here. All right, so it's perfectly working it. Now what I will do is like I just I want it to in a like a rare list, राइट. तो मुझे अभी कैसे मैं अभी क्या करती हूँ, जस्ट अ सेकेंड. सो मैंने ये भी ऐड कर लिया है. इट्स ओके, लेट्स गो. एंड प्रिटी प्रिंट के अंदर आपको एक अच्छा सा डिफॉल्ट कोड मिल रहा है. सो यू कैन एबल टू रीड व्हाट इट इज़ एंड हाउ इट इज़ एबल टू सी करके आपको यहाँ पे पूरे प्रोडक्ट्स मिल रहे हैं, राइट. सो यू कैन एबल टू सी ऑल दिस थिंग्स. ओके, सो this is the product names and rating कितने हैं and वो stocks, I mean whether they are in out of stock or stocks में है, ये सब आपको यहीं पे पता चल रहा है. Okay, so let's go back to our Visual Studio and we can able to do the further connection things. So I'm just opening my Visual Studio. तो अभी तो ये पूरे products के बारे में मिल रहा है. तो हमारे जो product.js के अंदर I think we have added ID1. So how to use this particular ID numbers if we want only the particular product and we don't want all the product to list out. So उसके लिए क्या करते हैं, just entering some code here कि app.get and उसके अंदर I'm just mentioning that API // and I'm just mentioning that a product. Okay, and इसी के अंदर I'm also calling it as like double quotes ID and comma. So इसके अंदर मुझे like request response. Okay, and इसी के अंदर I'm just calling it as like a arrow symbol. कॉल करती हूँ arrow function को. and इसके अंदर मैं डालती हूँ const product is equals to products. Okay, products dot find and इसी के अंदर we are going to enter the product name. Just a second. So we are just calling the product and after this I'm just calling the arrow function and इसके अंदर मुझे product dot id डालती हूँ, product id, and we mention it's triple equals to and the required dot backgrounds dot id. Okay, and मैं भी क्या करती हूँ and I just request I mean response dot json and इसके अंदर मुझे ना products को कॉल करना है, I mean like product को, sorry. Okay, and let's close this and आपको यहाँ पे कुछ changes नहीं मिल रहे होंगे, like everything is good, we are not getting any error. Just go back to it and यहाँ पे क्या क्या करते हैं, like // id equals to sorry id equals to 1. So it's showing that id can't able to get. So let's see why it's not able to get that. So I just mentioned everything correct. Okay, I think I need to enter this one, double quotes id. Just a second, why it's not coming. All right, so let's try, like I'm mentioning the id, so actually id का नाम 1 था, तो let's enter 1. So here we can able to get the product details. So let's I think ये यहाँ पे call की ज़रूरत होगी. So let's enter product and now let's go back and refresh it. I think I need to declare the products properly once again. So where I just call the product, so उसके यहाँ पे मुझे ठीक से कॉल करने की जरूरत होगी. And just a second. प्रोडक्ट एंड यहाँ पे मुझे एक्चुअल में प्रोडक्ट्स को कॉल करना है. एंड यहाँ पे आई थिंक लेट्स गो एंड चेक वेदर इट्स कमिंग और नॉट. अगर नहीं आता तो एक बार इंस्पेक्ट के अंदर देख लेते हैं. सो व्हाट्स एक्चुअली एरर इज करके. So the server responds with the status of okay. So actually code was filled in our Visual Studio. Alright, so I can see the output have been came here. So I will tell you what is the error actually. So I did not mention here the forward slash. So I thought I have mentioned here, but I forgot to mention the forward slash here. So after entering the forward slash, I can able to see the output of the products dot id का जो फर्स्ट आईडी है तो वी आर एबल टू गेटिंग दैट. इफ आई एंटर द प्रोडक्ट आईडी के अंदर अगर मैं 3 एंटर करूंगी, सो आई वी डिड नॉट मेंशन एनी product id 3, so it's showing us blank. If we I enter 2, so it's also showing the blank. If I enter 1, just a second, if I enter 1, so you can able to see that it's showing us. Okay, so now we need to connect our mongodb. So let's go and begin to connect the mongodb code. Okay, so as of now we just remove this all things. Just a second. What I will do is like the products, everything we are just going to remove as of now. Oh, okay. All right. So, or we can able to do a comment out also. Better than like we are going to add it now MongoDB. So उसके लिए delete ही करना अच्छा है. Like confuse ना हो जाना आपके लिए. Okay. So now what I will do is like a const mongo. Just a second. Cost mongos, and I just mention here required, and इसके अंदर I'm just calling mongos. Okay, so I'm just recording that we are getting mongoose करके, and इसके अंदर अभी कुछ कोड डालते हैं. So what it will be कि connect db. Okay, so in this we are mentioning like what we are just mentioning to connect the database. तो इसके अंदर हम लिखते हैं कि mongoose and mongoose.connect, and इसके अंदर we will just open the what you call it, parameters, and after that dot then sorry dot then, and इसी के अंदर we will try to call arrow function and like console dot log mention करते हुए, and इसी के अंदर कि that db is connected करके db connected करके mention कर रही हूँ dot then, एंड उसके बाद मैं यहाँ पे आपको एरर के अंदर आई एम जस्ट मेंशनिंग इट एज एन एरर सिंबल. अगर कुछ एरर आता है इसके अंदर, इफ एनी एरर कम्स हियर, सो वी नीड टू पास ए एरर. ओके, सो just a second. I think everything is created successfully, and it's showing that the app crashed. Waiting for the files changes before starting. Okay, so we actually need to connect the MongoDB now. So what I do is like I will go back to my thing, and यहाँ पे मैं mongodb.com. Okay, let's get started. So let's send. No, I actually have an account. Just a second. So rather than to do that, yeah, click here to sign in. So continue with the Google. I think guys have already have this MongoDB account. We have used it in a job portal, right? Yes, it's loading. Right, we are having the same page here. So what we will do is like we will create a new project. So we need to add a new project. All the details I will show you now. How to add a new project and what to keep your new project name. This all things. Okay. So let's enter the project name. You can add any name, whatever you are getting in your mind. So I'm just entering the name as like a e-commerce. Okay. And after this I'm not adding anything value. So next, so the project owner, it's me. Create a project. So yeah, here it's we need to add a cluster. Okay, so here we are using for a database. We use the free one. It's completely depends upon you whether you want to use the paid one or a free one. So I'm just preferring the free one, free database. So go down. So the region is like a Mumbai. Okay, Mumbai AP South. All right, so just click on create deployment. uh, okay, so here the username is like a Shri Padmachinta and the password is like this. So what I do is here, just copy this one. Okay, so let's add somewhere and go back. The password is like the create database. Just a second. So what we do now, so actually we need this we need to save these things. So better we can save it in the Visual Studio itself only. Okay, so to select this one, so select the username, copy it and go back to Visual Studio and select here. Yeah, so like enter this and comment out it. Okay, so after that the password copy करना and इसके अंदर जाना and enter your password and try to mute it, I mean comment it. Okay, so it's good. So it's all okay. So यहाँ पे आपको like create database user बोल रहे हैं. So if you want you can also add your database if needed. So I choose the connection method here. So it's saying set up your user permissions below. So create a database here. Mm, so here I'm selecting MongoDB. So comment this URL. Okay, and go back to your Visual Studio and down to it. Just paste it and select this. I mean comment out it. Now what we will do, it's like it's we done. Now go to the network access. And what we will do here, I think we need to add a IP address, and the IP address is key allow access from anywhere. So confirm it. Okay, so it's like it's actually the status is an pending, so it's going to do it. So just wait for a few seconds. All right, after a few seconds, the status is in like active. Now, what we will do, we will go back to our clusters, like e-commerce के अंदर जो clusters है वहाँ पे जाएंगे. And all right, so it's in like an e-commerce. Okay, so what we will do is like go back to our Visual Studio. So this is the actual URL which we saved for our, which is to connect the MongoDB from Visual Studio. All right, so we'll go to in a .env file and we will add here. So before adding it, so what we need to mention here, so we need to mention MongoDB, mongos db and space, and we need to mention the URL, right? So you need to mention the URL equals to, like paste the URL here. right? So it's completely paste. Now go back to your index dot, I mean, what do you call it? Before that, copy this one, ये mongoose URL copy करना and index.js के अंदर जाओ. um, you can able to see that कि हमने यहाँ पे लिखा था mongoose.connect के अंदर. Just try to enter this mongoose URL, enter कर लेना. So yeah, before that, what you are going to add here, you need to mention that process dot, sorry, yeah, process dot, e, where is it, env dot. So let's see whether the file is like running or not, कि हमको db connect करके आना चाहिए. Actually, we are not getting it. Yeah, right now we get. So DB is connected. So this is the way to add your Mongoose DB to you this in a backend. Right. So we have successfully completed our part 2 also. Node.js connected with Mongoose DB. Right. So we will see the next. I mean, in the next class, how to what we call the third part we will do. Is wait just a second. Let me close this. Okay. So in our next part, we will see how to like create a Mongoose database models, right? So which are useful for our e-commerce website, right? So we were going with the third part, and that is create Mongoose database model. So in this data, like just go back here. Okay, so what we will do in the API, we will create a what you call a folder with the name of like a models. All right, so just save it, and after this, we will what we will do is like in the models, we will create a new file, and the file name we can able to keep the file names like आपके हिसाब से कैसे भी रख सकते हैं. फिलहाल मैं तो अभी प्रोडक्ट के लिए क्रिएट कर रही हूँ, लाइक एज डाटा के अंदर हमने प्रोडक्ट डॉट जेएस के अंदर भेजा था. सो द थिंग इज नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू डू विद द product.js. All right, so we are adding with the product.js thing. So now let's go back to the code here, and let's enter the code here, whatever the code we required. Now just a second, I will add the code and I will explain you that. So yeah, so yes, I have added the code here. So what I will tell you first. So we have created the modules, right? So modules के अंदर हमने product.js का तो कर लिया था. तो यहाँ पे मैं आपको product.js का कोड बताती हूँ. तो यहाँ पे हम mongoose से ले रहे हैं, required mongoose बोल रहे हैं, and इसके अंदर product schema के अंदर name, id, image, I mean name, image, description, rating and num, review, price and count in stock, ये सब हम यहाँ पे हमने ऐड कर लिया था. what are the type and ये required है कि नहीं करके. सो वी आर मेंशनिंग इफ एनीवन अगर इनपुट अगर के अंदर भूल जाता है, तो यहाँ पे हमने रिक्वायर्ड ट्रू किया है. तो कभी भी अगर वो भूल भूल जाते हैं, तो उनको एक रिमाइंडर आता है कि दैट दिस फील्ड इज इम्पोर्टेंट करके, राइट. तो अभी मैं एक और क्रिएट करती हूँ कि डाटा के अंदर मुझे अभी यूजर डॉट जेएस के बारे में चाहिए. तो यहाँ पे मैं अभी यहाँ पे जो कॉन्स्ट बाइक्रिप्ट करती हूँ, तो ये यहाँ पे मेरा एक्चुअली सिक्योर्ड हो जाता है. तो पूरा वॉट एवर द थिंग्स आई एम एडिंग. सो यहाँ पे मैंने एडमिन किया एंड admin@node.com. सो ये ईमेल पासवर्ड ये सब मैंने यहाँ पे मेंशन किया. सो अभी उसके अभी मॉडल के अंदर मुझे अभी मैं यूजर डॉट जेएस के अंदर मैं अभी मेंशन करती हूँ वॉट एवर द चीज, आई मीन वॉट एवर द थिंग्स विच वी मेंशन इन यूजर डॉट जेएस. तो यहाँ पे भी सेम नेम, ईमेल, पासवर्ड, इज एडमिन, ये बूलियन हो सकता है, तो फॉल है डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू इसका. तो ये सब हमने टाइम स्टैम्प यहाँ पे ट्रू करके मेंशन किया. तो दिस आर द थिंग्स व्हिच वी नीडेड फ्रॉम अवर. अगर कोई भूल जाता है, तो उनको यहाँ पे उसको मेंशन करना है कि दिस शुड बी टाइप ऑफ स्ट्रिंग एंड ये रिक्वायर्ड ट्रू होना चाहिए. एंड यहाँ पे हम यूज स्कीमा यूज कर रहे हैं एंड मेथड्स, एंड मैच होना चाहिए पासवर्ड, देन ओनली यू कैन एबल टू एंटर दिस पासवर्ड. अगर मैच नहीं होता, आई मीन आफ्टर matching this particular things, you can able to save this password. Okay, and यहाँ पे const salt का यूज कर रहे हैं, एंड इट्स लाइक a generative like to what you call bicrypt dot hash. तो ये पासवर्ड पूरा हैश टाइप के अंदर पूरा what you call, it will be decrypt and it will be safe, right? So no one can able to what we called do anything. So okay, इसके अंदर इजीली एक्सेस किसी को नहीं मिलता है, तो ये पूरा डिक्रिप्ट होके आ जाता है, right? So we will see the next part in the tomorrow's class. Okay, so this are we have successfully completed our 3 parts in a single video, and that are the first one is to connect like what called, we have connected the first thing key, what you call, set up node.js with the react express and .env, and uske baad we called node.js connected with mongo's db key. And the third party is like part is created mongo's database with models, right? So go through it and we will see upcoming parts in the future, I mean like in the further hum dekhenge, okay?